This is
Eric and Gord. What if we're right?
Live right now.
Are you ready?
Find and like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram.
It's September 24th, 2020. I'm Eric, talking at you from Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada. And tonight's episode is brought to you by day drinking. Day drinking, because the weekend doesn't own bad decisions.
The weekdays are always getting left out, man. It's not fair.
Hey, Gord, how are you?
I'm doing good, buddy. How you doing?
Still doing good? That's good. I feel like we've done this before.
Kind of feel like we have, yeah. Got eaten alive already just from being outside for like fucking 20 minutes.
Oh, good. And I'm going to keep you out there for another extra 20, just starting the show over and over and over.
No, I moved in. I'm inside for the show because I just couldn't stand being eaten. I'd be slapping myself stupid the entire time. So
I got you. I would like to hear you do that anyway. That'd be a funny episode. Hi, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for telling your friends. Tell your friends to join us December 18th when Gord and I make our run for the Guinness Book of World Records, world's longest uninterrupted live webcast. 52 hours is the current record. Gord and I are going to not just break it, we're going to fucking demolish it. We're going for 60 hours. And all our friends who have been on the show have agreed to join us. Well, 3 out of all of them have agreed to join us so far. We got Chef Salty Pork, Casey Gonzalez has signed on, the functionally dysfunctional Jeffrey Davis, and the very lovely and very talented and very funny Raylene Tuskowski from the Stand Up Sex Show.
that was a lot of fun. It's a good episode.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to hearing what she's been doing. I haven't been following her that much. She doesn't post a lot, so she's very hard to follow.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a very fun show. I've got a couple of really good names in stand-up comedy, or definite maybes. And I'm trying to get a couple of celebrities, and I'm still working on Macaulay Culkin, who said he would do our show this year. And then we kind of lost track of each other, so I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I'm also putting an invite out to anyone in the Liberal government, ideally JT. He could be out of a job by then. So I would love to have a little chat with him, but anyone in the Canadian government actually would be great. So we'll see what happens. December 18th is the tentative date. But the Guinness people have the ultimate say in when and how this happens. So don't mark it on your calendar just yet. But I'll keep you posted.
Yeah.
And Gord's friends, Gary and Goober, have said they're going to help us out. What, Glenn and
Chris.
Glenn and Chris are going to help us out. Seem like a couple of cool cats. And anyone who wants to join us, the phone lines will be open, or you can contact us via probably Skype, StreamYard. I've put out an email to them to say, hey, guys, can you let us stream on your site for 60 hours? Because your webpage says 8. But
That's certainly not going to help very much.
on the like ultimate plan, the biggest plan you can pay for, you get 8 hours. And I said, that's very nice for people. How about 60? How about 8 times that? Does that work for you guys?
You'd be fine. They'd be fine with that. Why wouldn't they?
They have not responded.
You're probably just going to get like one of those emoticons, which is like a laughing face.
I'm going to reach out to Todd Cochran. I'm going to tell him actually what we're doing. And hopefully the folks at Blueberry will be willing to throw us a couple of bucks if I'll switch platforms. I will. Any podcasting platforms who happen to maybe listen to me and Gord's show, I am absolutely hunting for a new hosting company. So if you want to be the company that hosts the Guinness World Record holding podcast, please reach out to us, Gwyneth Paltrow's Vagina at gmail.com, and tell us what you bring to the table, because we're looking for a new host.
We certainly are.
Because $68 for the type of service I get from these guys, they've been good to me. I'm not going to say anything, but they're a little out of my price range right now.
Whoever decides, we'll make it worth your time.
And we are also accepting sponsors for the big deal. I've put us out in a couple of places, and we'll hear back. So anyone who wants to sponsor us, please, we're here for you. And that includes China. I don't care, whatever. You, if you're willing to throw us a couple of bucks, we'll say China's good.
Fuck it, why not?
What's going on in the world, Gord? How are you? I got a couple of stories actually that I want to bring up. Some good old fashioned Eric news.
Oh, nice.
I don't. If you want to start with that, or you want to start with your thing, whatever.
Well, I got one of it hanging on for a couple of days.
That's right, you do.
Ever since, well, especially since we were talking about with the Guinness and all. Did you know that on August 20th, 2013, the Guinness the world record for the world's biggest Lego tower was not only built but smashed by a group of students in Delaware, USA.
You know what? I actually did know that.
It was 112 feet high and constructed using more than 500,000 pieces of Lego.
That is very cool.
I just love the fact that they got to fuck it up afterwards. That's what the best part.
Yeah. Our record was attempted. The record was set in 2013, I believe, like 2014. Yeah. But there was an attempt on it about a year later, and I see a lot of articles about the leading up to the attempt, and then there's nothing after the attempt. But the record stands, so it was a whole group of college students that went after it, and then you don't read anything about it, so they obviously failed.
Clearly.
And we will not. But it's kind of funny. Just these articles are all very excited, and they're all so happy that they're going to break this record. And then there's just no articles talking about it, and the record hasn't changed. So that must have been
a little disappointing.
But the media gets excited about this stuff, so there'll be some media around our show, and you guys should probably jump on board and build it. You can build a Lego tower while we podcast. That would be dope.
We'll be on long enough that you could do all that, construct it, and have it all ready.
Break 2 records at once. I'm trying to get a musical guest too. I want like Sarah McLachlan or Kim Mitchell. That would be dope.
Kim Mitchell would be great.
The 60-hour podcast music. Kim Mitchell. Eric and Gord, what if we're record holders?
So good.
And now I'm going to get that lady. I'm rehiring the lady. So the one who goes, listen to the world changing. It's going to be, listen to the world record changing.
Nice.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
That's very cool.
Oh, fuck.
Congratulations, kids. I hope nobody ever breaks that record. I hope you just hold that title forever, because that's dope.
Yeah, that's a great thing. Everybody looks for ways to help burn those pesky calories.
Eat celery.
You can definitely eat celery. Or if you want, if you bang your head against a wall for 1 hour, that burns 150 calories.
That's true. And 300,000 brain cells.
That's right.
Which are just dead weight for most of you anyway.
Now, to give you guys an idea, so you can bang your head against the wall for an hour. That's 150 calories. Or you could walk your dog for 45 minutes, which will also bang or burn off 150 calories.
I think most people would probably go for the head banging.
I kind of would.
It's a lot quicker. And, doesn't involve walking or making PETA mad.
No, exactly. Everybody's happy with that, I guess. Another one I found that was kind of really neat. In Switzerland, very forward-thinking country, it's illegal to own just one guinea pig.
Yeah, you don't want guinea pigs to be lonely. That's why they make that sad noise.
That's right. Well, yeah, but they're because they're considered a social animal. It's considered victims of abuse if they're alone.
100%. I had one, and she was alone, and she was very unhappy. Well, she seemed unhappy. I didn't really ask her, but she just seemed generally despondent most of the time.
I didn't really ask her. It's great. Enjoyed that. You know how I love to bring up these phobias to you?
I do, and I love it when you do.
Well, I have another one to butcher as I try to say it. Pernophobia. Pernophobia.
Pernophobia.
Am I saying that right?
I have no idea.
Well, what would that sound like? Paternophobia? It's paternophobia. There it is. Paternophobia. Okay, so paternophobia is the fear of being tickled by feathers.
Oh, the P is probably silent. It's probably turnophobia.
I guess.
The fear of it. That, you know what? I almost have that one.
I
really
don't, because it's so soft of a touch that it's not ticklish.
I hate it.
Oh.
Number one, I hate tickling in general. Like that, I will punch you in the face if you try to tickle me, guy or girl.
You're one of those.
Yeah, just don't. It's bad. It's traumatic for me. I don't like it. This is probably some childhood thing that I've repressed. But with any sort of object, it's bad enough you're trying to tickle me, but introduce some foreign object, especially a filthy feather or something. Forget it.
It's just not going to happen.
I will fight you to the death.
We'll fight you to the death. You'll die. That's funny. I find this one to be, really strange, considering if science knows this, it should change a whole lot. Snakes can help predict earthquakes.
They most often don't, because they're bastards.
Because they're evil snakes. But they can actually sense a coming earthquake from 75 miles away and up to 5 days before it happens.
That's cool.
What I would like to know is how could you possibly know that? What is the snake doing that's different in its daily routine to indicate that, oh shit, the earth is going to shake, I got to go in?
I don't know. My question would be, why the fuck aren't seismologists as smart as snakes?
That's a great question. Jesus Christ, you've been studying this for how long? And snakes can figure it out. So just put a bunch of cameras on some snakes and call it a day.
You know what I say about school?
It's for fools.
That's how useful it is, and dumber than snakes.
Oh, that's funny. So apparently, the oldest your mama joke, which is just called your mom joke, was discovered on a 3,500-year-old Babylonian tablet.
That's pretty sick. Those Babylonians were some. Number one, that's my favorite place in the world that starts with Babel. But they
that's
were
so
some
weird
funny
because it's
dudes.
my favorite that ends with Alonian.
They were known for being some funny cats.
I just love that.
What was the joke? Did they know what the joke was?
It doesn't actually say.
It was just two carvings, or like guy with arrow pointing at other guy's mom. That's awesome. We have no idea what any of those little drawings mean. All the Egyptian ones. This means the pyramids were built by aliens, or it means the guy who drew the picture was fucking mentally retarded. Who knows? We have no way of ever knowing.
No, it's true. We don't know who actually fucking wrote those tablets. Why do you think there are such weird places? They're being found in the most worst places around to hide anything in. It's always only Herbert that sat out by himself that nobody liked because he was crazy.
And they always come up with the weirdest, scientists are always oh, you see the way the head is rounded? That indicates that you don't know what that indicates, liar. Anyway, sorry.
That's so true. I'd never even heard of this one there. So it says that 2 diseases have been successfully fully eradicated. Do you know what the 2 diseases are?
I'm assuming they're claiming malaria.
No, because that still exists.
And I'm gonna go with No, not a clue.
No.
Munchausen
Smallpox.
syndrome. Oh yeah, smallpox.